Here again with another Shameless Season 7 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am every watching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find out you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you that are wondering, I have seen Shameless all the way through at least one time. There are episodes here and there that I've seen multiple times, but I have seen the entire series. Most of it's really good, so I'm just rewatching it to live that experience again. Although I know towards the end, it starts to dip in quality quite a bit. At least from what I remember. Maybe by this time around I won't think that, but I'm pretty sure it does. With that in mind, this will be Shameless Season 7, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Own Your Shit. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Lip has slept with Sierra again, but this time her son doesn't come in the room. It will be Lip's first day back at the new intern gig, and he has no idea what he's walking into. Elena Torres says Frank's news coverage has made quite the stir in the social services community. Some rich guy has bought the house for Frank and his homeless friend's family. Fiona has some random Tinder sex. She bangs a financial consultant, or she comes to realize that she's banged a financial consultant. The washer isn't working, the one that Jimmy Steve had bought for the family. Why is that one not working all of a sudden? Wouldn't the dryer go bad, you'd think? Because that's the one they've had in the house the entire time. So Fiona has to go to the laundromat now. V tells Cav, screw Fiona, as Cav brought her up. Carl has his military school interview, and he's told that nothing's available other than slots for minorities. And upon appearance, Carl doesn't appear to be a minority, even though Carl thinks he's black, which, you know, there could be some in his genes. Debbie goes to Frank for advice of how to get money, how to scam. Trevor tells Ian that his dad is a local hero, meaning Frank is a local hero. Fiona goes to see Margot, and she isn't there. She tells Chad she wants more money as she turned Patsy's around. He says that's not going to happen. V and Svetlana are going to adopt each other's children. Carl tells Luther that he didn't get into military school. Help them. Tell them that I'm black. That's what he said, something like that to Luther or Mr. Winslow. Lip asked to be paid at the internship, but all that's ignored. No response from whatever the guy that's his boss is now. Kev's debating on giving the babies vaccines. Oh boy. And this wasn't even current stuff. This is like years ago. But yeah. Debbie gives Fiona some money at Patsy's and don't touch my things and I'll be back with more. As she still owes a certain amount, but she still has a certain amount of time to be able to have that paid off. Luther tells Carl to do a DNA swab to prove his blackness. Derek's sister sees Debbie on the corner. She has a sign that says, help me out, or prostitution is the next step. I believe that's what it says, although I didn't write that down, and now I'm wondering if it said something similar, but not that. And then she sees Debbie get into a fight with another homeless person, and Debbie's holding Franny while this is happening. So she's like grabbing at the lady, throwing punches, while holding Franny, putting the baby in a very dangerous position. I mean, she's already had Franny fall off of her, which could have been a lot worse than what it actually was. Trevor and Ian are at a party. They're getting pretty frisky with each other. Fiona's Tinder relay gives her some investment advice. V drops off some of Fiona's clothes. Lip goes back to visit Joaquim at the dorm, the guy that broke his leg in, was it last season or the season before that? I think it was last season, that they had to take to the house of Helene and her husband, which I can't remember his name now because it's been episodes that I haven't seen him. And then V and Svetlana make Frank pay his bar tab. Svetlana doesn't take shit from Frank, that's for sure. Debbie meets Sierra's paralyzed brother Neil, who says everything that comes to his mind. So the guy has no filter. He talks about boobs openly, or breasts openly, and anything like that. Trevor suggests to Ian that they fuck. Okay, things are picking up with that. Whatever happened to Caleb? I actually liked Caleb. And then Trevor's like annoying to me, at least at the moment. I never had a liking for him, but maybe this time around I will, but not at the moment. Debbie asks Neil about himself, and based on what he says, Debbie says this is fate that brought us together. Like, he needs a caretaker. When Sierra's at work, she can't essentially watch over him, and now Debbie thinks she can do that and maybe earn a living doing it and pay her bills or just live with the guy. Fiona asks Edna, this is the person that runs the laundromat. She's really old. Her husband's dead. She has a lot of cats. If the suit guys are harassing her again at the laundromat. Margot stops by Patsy's Pies and mentions that Chad said that she'd stop by asking for a raise. And Margot says that she's giving her 25 more a week, but Fiona asks for 50. She's like, 25 a week. That's what you get. That's not a lot of money. If you're just getting $25 added onto your paycheck, that doesn't really pay a lot, especially in these days. I know this was years ago, but I don't know. So Joaquin and Lip are going to hack money out of the internship. And remember, Joaquin is he's like a hacker of sorts, a big time hacker apparently. It turns out that Carl has some Native American in him, and Luther has some Pilgrim in him. When the DNA tests come back, I was just doing a Breaking Bad review, and I kept saying DEA, so that's why I kind of fumbled that DNA part. Tony Casas from the Department of Children and Family Services comes over to see Debbie, as he has the footage of Debbie and the woman getting into it while Debbie was holding Franny. The babies seem all right, but Kev can't remember which ones got vaccinated, and that's what ends this episode of Shameless. So, episode was okay. Obviously, not the best. I'm still going to score it an 8.1 out of 10 because I did enjoy it. And then, as far as my characters of the episode, well, you have to go with Fiona because Fiona is just a big focal point, and I can't give Debbie the character of the episode. V just doesn't do enough at the moment, and Svetlana and V kind of do the same thing, and Fiona does a lot more than them. And then for the males, you got to give it to Frank, because Frank is doing this stuff with this homeless house, and getting motivating people to do certain things, and it's just great. So that's kind of everything that I had to say about this episode. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button. It does help out the channel quite a bit. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. What would you rate the episode? If you had to give a male and female character of the episode, who would they be? Or if you just want to do one character in general, that's fine. Sometimes it's really hard to choose, though. And click right here for my Shameless series finale rant video, assuming you've seen every single episode of Shameless. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, share your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.